celebrate the mission nombre de Dios, also known as the mission name of God. It's right here on these grounds. You're right, where Pedro Menendez and his Spanish ships landed in 1565. They were Spanish and they were Catholic. It's hard to see, folks. I'll give you look through the front of the windshield. This little fountain lines up with a bridge, lines up with the statue of Pablo Lopez, lines up with a great cross. I'm going to go around the circle on the right side. You go to the right, and I'm going to be on your right side on the other side of the circle. Pablo Lopez was on one of the ships with Pedro Menendez and his men when they landed here in 1565. He's the one who performed the very first recorded Catholic Mass in the New World on the grounds you left. We're going to talk more about those grounds. Front right, the Nombre de Dios Museum, free museum, open at 5 o'clock. Folks, everything at this stop is free because it was free for the taking here in the South. If you ever read up on Ford someday, folks, you'll know he's been known to be a cheapskate, very frugal. But folks, there's something about Spanish moss Mr. Ford did not know about. It's all infested with a red bug called chiggers. He did not know that, folks. As employees stuffed those seats in those cars, he waved bye-bye to his happy customers. And they were not happy for very long. They were getting bit by the chiggers. The chiggers were running all over the cars, eating up the upholstery. Not very good. They're itching and scratching. And then it calls for the very first automotive recall in U.S. history. On the right side of the Trolley. It's a planetarium on the side of the Fountain View. Inside the Fountain View. Go to the Fountain View. Go inside there and see how the early explorers navigated by the stars. You can hear the sound back there. Folks, we got a peacock on the street here on your left side next to this car here. I'll talk about peacocks. They're coming out of the Fountain View. They're all over the Fountain View. Right here, that's a male peacock. But notice the one on your right side is similar to coquina, but not exact. It's called tabby, or tapia, full-size exposed oyster shells. The oyster shells are full of bacteria. It's also part of the ancient Timucuan Indian village of Trolley, which goes back for thousands of years. That's right, thousands of years. The same Timucuan Indians to celebrate the Thanksgiving feast for Pedro and his men. Tonight, Geological Park, they do blacksmithing on the grounds. They fire a cannon off every hour. Watchtower on the waterfront, 600-foot pier over the marsh. Planetarium I talked about outside the wall. Live peacocks all around the grounds, over 50 of them. That's one that was out in the street. You're not going to be able to stand yourself. I don't get to your side. I want to talk to you about why the jail's painted pink, just for a moment. The reason that jail is, the reason the jail's painted pink is because Henry Flagler was one of the richest men in the world back in the early 1880s. Now remember, he started Standard Oil with the King of England and John Rockefeller, which is now ExxonMobil. Reasons, in the colonial period, they used to like to shoot the cannonball at eye length. The whole goal was to hit the center of the city with the cannonball and set the city on fire because the houses were so close to set together in St. Augustine proper. But it wasn't that easy to put a cannonball in the center of the city with the streets angling like this. The other reason they're narrow, see, the invading armies used to like to march very quick. Now, we like claim to be the longest continuous European settlement in North America. How we're able to lay claim to that distinction is for this street and the street we're going to right up next. This is our Menorcan district, ladies and gentlemen. The Menorcans were very sweet-spirited souls, dedicated servants to Sir Turnbull. Sir Turnbull left England with his Menorcan servants, who are from Greek Italian descent. He left England with them and came to New Smyrna Beach, which is right below Daytona Beach, to start a colonial settlement. Well, he realized pretty quick he wasn't going to stay here. So he went back to England, but he left the Menorcans here. Now, when I tell you, I'm not overstating it, they were literally starving to death. So Father Cabs was a Roman Catholic priest, marched them from New Smyrna to these two streets right here. Remember I was telling you, and now we're going to leave the colonial period, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to the place where he was born, where Jenny Louise and Marjorie both passed away. Flagler was distraught about that, so he got with the builder. He said to the builder, he said, look, if you build me a church sanctuary, honoring my daughter and granddaughter, and if you haven't built 1 year, less than 1 year, I'll pay you a big ransom. He said, if it takes over a year, I'll pay you nothing. That builder gave us a sanctuary in 361 days. Inside this church sanctuary, it has the largest and oldest pipe organ in North America. It has Henry Flagler, his first wife, who was Jenny Louise's mom.
mom, Jenny Louise, and baby Marge are all in a mausoleum inside that sanctuary. If you look on the roof, in 2017, Hurricane Emma came and toppled that cross. Well, it took them 2 years to refit that cross, but it's back up there now. Now, they're not doing tours inside the sanctuary with switchers. See, people generally were pretty intimidated by electricity back then. So the occupation he had there were the switcher's job was to change out the light bulb in every room when needed and turn the electricity on and off in every room as well. That had electricity before the White House. 5 presidents stayed at the Ponce de Leon, excuse me, with the last president being LBJ in 1964. Now, when Ponce de Leon, when Flagler opened the Ponce de Leon, everybody wanted to stay there. But he was very uncompromising with the other rich people. He told me, he said, if you want to stay like the United States on the Library of Commerce, do it. Now, you see all the red bricks and accent the door openings and the windows? Well, in 1883, Flagler was all set to build the Ponce de Leon out of red brick. Because that's what you did. You either built structures out of red brick or wood. Yeah. No, sir. Sorry, man. Is it an emergency? Okay. Sorry about that, man. The only reason I say that because there's spotters here from the city, and you never know where they're at. If it was an emergency, you know, that would be different. Sorry, man. All right, now in 1883, Flagler was all set to build a Ponce de Leon, right? Well, delayed construction on it because there was a gentleman that moved to St. Augustine from Europe named Franklin Smith. Mr. Franklin Smith introduced the poured concrete construction method of building to North America. That's what the Ponce is built out of, and that's what the Alcazar is built. Now remember one thing about poured concrete, it was brand new. Nobody ever used it before. So, 2 things that made it difficult. What made it difficult was it was built, there was no cement mixers back then. Oh, thank you. There were no cement mixers, and there was no rebar. You know what rebar is? That you put that inside the cement to reinforce the cement. You kind of pour the cement over the bars. Well, they didn't have that back then. So what they had to be very careful when they were constructing it. They had to do it slow. The Alcazar from the Flagler estate for $250,000. When he did, he turned the hotel into a museum. Now we're coming up to stop number 10. Exit to the left, like you're backing down a ladder, using your hand held in upright. Please wait for the bell. See that gray 2-foot square granite facade there on your front right? Ladies and gentlemen, that honors and commemorates the United States Coast Guard personnel that gave their lives defending the freedom of our great republic. We remind people every day, because I'm a United States Army veteran from the Vietnam era, that freedom was never free and it never will be. So I want to thank all the veterans on the trolley and any active duty. Thank you also. Exit to the left. Just stop. Here we go. All right. On your left is Ponce de Leon statue. He's 34 foot 11. The average Spanish soldier back then was 4 foot 6, 4 foot 10. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to our American Legion building. Straight in front of you is our American Legion building. In 1927, the United States American Legion of St. Augustine put that United States American flag there with the memorial honoring and commemorating. 3.5 years ago, my mother-in-law came to St. Augustine to visit us for a 2-week vacation. So, you know, we were showing her around and we took her to the grilled cheese gallery. Now, 3.5 years later, she will not go home, and I'm not joking about that. And she said it's because of the grilled cheese. Well, my wife and I will be married 40 years on Frank Sinatra's birthday, which is December 12th. So I learned a long time ago, you kind of pick your battles, you know? So it's all good. So anyway, this is Basilica stop number 14. Stay seated until I ring the bell. And exit to the right, like you're backing down the ladder. Using the handheld and uprights. Stop number 14 on Basilica. Now you can't catch the beach bus back down to Station Island at this stop as well. Exit to the right, like you're backing down the ladder. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Hello. Now remember what we were talking story about when in doubt, stay on the cogs and stop walking. Really good. Way above average. And everything is locally sourced. Now the ships out there, the inboard ship there, the low ship that looks like a pontoon boat, that is the Victory 3. That goes into the narrow shoals and will show you manatees and 22 different types of sea creatures. The brown ship trimmed in gold is the Spanish galleon Raven. What that basically does, it has a booze cruise, a dinner cruise, it has a children's themed pirate cruise on that ship. That goes up to the breakwater and turns around. Now the tall ship there with the Spanish battle flag at top, that's Schooner America. Schooner America is my favorite. It costs you $60 for a 2-hour tour. It goes out about a mile past the breakwater, it turns right around and comes back in. But I'm telling you, man, it is fun. Especially if the wind's blowing east. It takes you out there and it's really awesome. That seawall, the little seawall right there, that is the original St. Augustine seawall. That is the last public works project using slave labor, and it was built in the 1840s. The Lighthouse Museum out there on your left has 218 steps to the top of the lighthouse. That lighthouse didn't have electricity until the 1930s. The original location where the lighthouse is, they had a Spanish wood watch tower out there in 1513. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to the most hallowed sacred ground in St. Augustine, Florida. There's only 100 national cemeteries in the Treasury Bank. So when it was completed here in the 1920s, the city leaders decided they definitely didn't want anything higher than 35 feet tall. So that's why you'll never see another building that high. All right, look to your left. You see where that kiosk is over here at your front left? There's a little street right next to it. That is actually the Treasury Street. It's the narrowest street in North America. It's 6 foot, 1 inch wide. If it was 6 feet, it'd be an